Welcome back. I just finished watching Dragon Ball GT episode 31, and it was better than last episode, I guess. Um, I'll just quickly summarize what happened, and then I'll get right into my thoughts. So, this episode starts with Goku finding out that his opponent from last episode was cheating, and this causes the entire dimension they were in to begin to collapse, and so Goku busts them out of that dimension, but then they wind up in the middle of an asteroid field. But then, Kibito Kai comes to rescue them, and they wind up on the world of the Kaios, and then, and then Goku begins training under them in order to get strong enough to be Baby. Meanwhile, Pan, Hercule, and Buu sneak onto the ship in order to get to planet Sufru, and Buu disguises his face and all that, and it's kind of funny. And we see Krillin and his family, and then they get there, and then Pan has the idea to use laxatives in order to cure people of babies' eggs which are inside them. And so she just jumps out and begins throwing the laxatives at people, and then she gets caught, and then Oob shows up to save her. So that's the episode. So right off the bat, I'm glad that they basically dumped the whole board game thing they were doing last episode, right off the bat at the beginning of the episode. Because I hated that. So I'm glad we got out of it pretty quickly. We finally, because I mentioned an episode or two ago that we still haven't seen Krillin, which is really weird because he's in the bumpers and the end credits and all that, but we haven't actually seen him in the show. So here we did get to see him, but what was weird is that it's the version of him that's being controlled by Baby. It's very odd because it's Krillin, and he still acts like Krillin, and so does Android 18, but it's not them. You know what I mean? Because they have baby's eggs inside them, and so they are still being controlled, but they act as if they aren't. Goku trains with the Kais by grinding coffee. And I'm pretty sure that this is something, because he's gonna. I know some stuff, how some stuff is gonna go down. You know what I mean? I know that he needs to grow a tail in order to become Super Saiyan 4. So I think this is what it's leading up to, is Super Saiyan 4. So when Pan brought out the laxatives, I was thinking, okay, this will be interesting, an interesting method to see what happens. I thought she was gonna sneakily go around and maybe put the laxatives in people's drinks or hide them in their food or something. But the fact that she just throws them at people was so ridiculous and really stupid and weird, especially since earlier in the series she was the one who was always advocating for them to not just jump out and fight, or to coming up with plans to do stuff as opposed to just the straightforward approach. In the 3-episode arc at the beginning where they were trapped on that planet and they were trying to get their ship back, she was the one who said, let's sneak around, let's not just jump right in and beat up the guards. And then when they were I can't remember, there was the one where Trunks dressed up as a woman for that monster. She was the one who was saying, let's not just beat up this guy, let's get him drunk and then clip off his whiskers. And so she's the one who she comes up with these plans, and here it's okay, her plan is, she did come up with a plan, but it doesn't seem like the type of plan she would come up with, because it's so direct. Her method of doing it is just throw it at people. It's very weird. But then even weirder is that a lot of them just land in people's mouths, and it actually immediately begins to work on them. And it's really unusual is how I would describe it. But we do get Oob finally, because I also said like a few episodes ago, like, where the heck is Oob? Like, he's like, to me, at the beginning of the series, when Goku and Oob were fighting and they both came out really damaged, the indicator to me seemed to be that Oob is on par with, at the very least, base form adult Goku. And so I was wondering, like, what happened to Oob? And so now they're bringing Oob in, and I'm wondering if he's just been, like, in the background the entire time and snuck aboard, and like how did they not detect him? Like, I just want more information on what was going on with Oob. I am wondering, because I heard Oob and Boo fuse at some point, so I'm wondering if Oob and Boo are gonna fuse and what's gonna go on with that. Because Boo is here and Oob is here, so it would be really weird, though, to, like, have Oob's first significant appearance be this, and then immediately, like, he fuses with Boo. Like, I feel like we need some time with regular Oob first before you do something like have him fuse with Boo. But yeah, I wouldn't say, because here's the question. Like, I did not like last episode in the slightest. I was very harsh on it. And I'm sure there are people wondering, is this better? Is this sort of the same? How are you feeling about the arc now that we've moved on from that we're getting along with it maybe a bit more? And this is better than last episode. I like this better than last episode, but I'm still, like, I feel drained, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I'm just feeling kind of tired, which is kind of sad, because this arc hasn't been going on all that long by Dragon Ball Z arc standards, you know what I mean? Like, or even Dragon Ball arc standards, I should specify, because, like, we're only, like, I said that, like, I consider episode 25? Yeah, I consider episode 25 to be, like, the real start of the baby arc. And so we're only, like, 6 episodes into it, you know what I mean? And I'm like, I'm running out of steam here. It's like, okay. Which I feel like that's the last thing you want in a Dragon Ball arc. You want to be, like, absorbed. You want to be, like, really enraptured in what's going on. But I am wondering, because Goku doesn't have a ton of time to train, okay? So I'm thinking it's going to be, like, Oob holding off Baby, or some fight with, like, Oob and everyone and Pan and all that. And it's going to be an episode of that, and then Goku's going to have to show up either next episode or the, like, cliffhanger of next episode, or, well, I mean, next episode or the episode after that, you know what I mean? I think Goku's going to have to show up pretty soon. There's the question of the Black Star Dragon Balls, because now they have, like, I don't know if they have another year in order to collect them, or if it's like you didn't, or if, like, they didn't really get a reset, you know what I mean? But, like, because eventually they're gonna have to get those Black Star Dragon Balls back. I feel like I'm so annoyed. Just when I said, just when, like, they finally finished getting the Black Star Dragon Balls, because I've been saying every single episode, well, I don't know what they're going to do, because they still need to collect the Black Star Dragon Balls, so I don't know what they're going to do. They finally finished collecting them, and, like, a few episodes later, we're right back to where we started with the Black Star Dragon Balls, and I'm like, well, they gotta collect the Black Star Dragon Balls. Like, I feel like I'm going to be talking about these Black Star Dragon Balls for the rest of the series at this rate. But yeah, so I'm interested to see what Oob's gonna do. I'm wondering if we'll get a bit more personality out of him, because obviously we don't really know much about Oob. He has like barely any screen time. But yeah, I'm I wouldn't say, like, earlier I was like, I'm entertained, I'm invested, I'm really into it. Um, and I would not say that anymore. Now I'm um interested, but I'm more interested on a level more akin to one of the better uh Black Star Dragon Ball arcs. Like, not, well, hold on. Actually, let me rephrase that. This is still better than almost anything in the Black Star Dragon Ball uh arc. In fact, it is. I will say this is better than anything in the Black Star Dragon Ball arc. Um, well, I go up and down on it though, because like it depends on the episode. You know what I mean? Um, but I think that like it's better, but it's not like a huge leap better. Like I enjoyed as much with episode 25. It's very. I guess it's just a bit tiring at this point. Like I feel like I don't feel like things are gonna go like take a turn to where they are more engaging than they already are, if that makes sense. Like normally, like there are some shows where it's like, yeah, this isn't that good, and then something happens and you just get way more invested and it feels like the show struck gold with like how interesting it gets, or even it can just be entertaining even if it's just a straightforward show, you know what I mean? Um and I don't feel like that's happening. I feel like I'm getting diminishing returns with every episode in this arc, where I'm like, yeah, great. We started out really strong, and it's gotten slightly less and less interesting with each episode as each episode has gone along. But it could get better. Who knows? I hope it gets better. I'm not going in to bash this show. As of right now, if I'm being honest with GT, then I do have mixed feelings about this show overall, because like it's the show that everyone says is the worst and barely anyone likes, and there are other people who are big GT defenders and are really big fans of the show, and I've had really mixed feelings about it going through, because like there are some times where I'm like yeah, this is good. This like show is underrated, not like people are overreacting, and then there are other times where I'm like, ugh, oh, this show is the worst. I can't stand it. I go back and forth depending on the episode. But what I will say is that when I am positive on it, those episodes feel rare. You know what I mean? Episodes that make me feel that way, they don't come along very often, and I feel like the episodes that I am keen on come along more often than not. So, but again, I want to specify that I'm gonna reserve any total complete series judgments until the end. But next episode is the halfway point, episode 32. So I think with that episode, I'll be more firm in how I feel about this series, since we will be halfway done. So crazy to think, like, I can't believe next episode's gonna be the halfway point. But yeah, that's all I got for now. If you haven't seen them, then feel free to check out my other episodes reviews of GT. I'm going through the entire series, episode by episode, watching it through for the very first time. So if you enjoyed, then stay tuned for future videos. And yeah, thanks for watching, and have a lovely day.